Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking here in my bedroom in the great city of Kansas, and we're actually together again. The Music Junkies group. We haven't been together. It feels like for quite a while to do one of these live streams. I've been having live stream problems. Breyer's having internet trouble. I had internet trouble tonight. It's been a struggle to get together and do this, but hopefully this all works out great. And it's good to finally get to talk to Nick and Scott here. Nick from Townsend 505, Scott from Sound Lab Studios, and Bryer is going to be in the chats from Bryer's music showcase. Unfortunately, won't be seen. So, um, I guess I should say, of course, you see the title of the video. We're doing our top 10 albums of 1977. We've been doing our top 10 albums from, well, at least me and Nick have been doing it from 1960 onwards, and then of course, Scott and Breyer's been joining us since like the late '60s and all through the '70s. So we're going through each year of the '70s, and now we're up to '77. So again, towards the late '70s now. Um, and do you guys think there's some good albums this year, or was it tough putting a list together?
It's a pretty
Ah,
stacked year.
yeah, I had a good time making this list. I'm not. I don't have like a ton of honorable mentions, but I do. I did have a fun time making this list. Yeah, I had a great time.
Yes, be here in spirit, Breyer.
Briar, if you put your top tens in the chat, we'll read them out so that you can be
Yeah,
here on the video through the
yeah.
comments.
You can start putting stuff in the comments maybe, and then when it gets to your turn, I can read them out. I guess if you want to work on that. Um, I looking at my list, I think this is definitely one of the best years of music ever. um, Not just the top half, but even the bottom half of my list is really good albums. In fact, this is the first time I own all 10 albums on my list. I've never had that before where I owned all 10 albums. So that's pretty cool. I can actually show them either on vinyl or CD that I own these albums. Um, but the top half, I mean, are 10 out of 10 albums. I mean, this is an incredible group of albums. In fact, I'm trying to think. I think my top six are all 10 out of 10 albums. I think absolutely incredible albums. Some of the best albums those bands or artists have put together, I would say, even. And I don't know if there's hidden gems here, maybe some hidden gems uh, as well. But yeah, I mean, I always say 65, 66, 71 are like my favorite years of music. 77, it's up there. But we can say that about 75 probably and 76 and all that. But
Any year in the
uh,
70s.
yeah, so I mean, it's hard to say that, but I don't know. Just looking at my list, I go, man, it's a good list of albums. Uh, I almost want to say, I think this might be one of the lists we might have the most agreements on out of the group. I may be wrong, but I feel like there's some albums here that I think we're all going to have. Um, at least three of us, if not all four of us. I can see some albums that we all talked about before on the channels, and um, and all huge fans of. So I'd be curious to see how much. I'll say this: I think at least almost all 10 albums will be on somebody else's list. I think on my list. That's how I think my list is. It's got some really good albums that we all agree on. Anyways, I think so. It's gonna be interesting to see because sometimes we have lists that are totally off, and sometimes we have lists that are, three of us will all agree, and then one person will be like, "No, I'm not on the list." It might still happen on this list, but I'm curious to see. I mean, I always say I think me and Scott usually agree the most,
Yeah.
and usually Bryer is the one that puts out some albums I never heard of, and sometimes Nick will throw in something in there. I'll be like, "Oh, okay, wasn't thinking about that," but we'll see. Not to say all. I know there's some big albums that probably aren't on my list, so I know you guys will cover those albums as well. Um, well, just looking at the best-selling album in 1977, it's actually "Bad out of Hell" from Meatloaf. I thought it was interesting. I didn't know that was going to be the best-selling album. Evidently, it was sold pretty well. When you're talking about Rumors also coming out this year, for goodness sakes, amongst other really good albums. And speaking of Rumors, it won Grammy Album of the Year. So two incredible albums I think we're going to talk about on the list. Just talk about. And interesting, 1977. We have some major deaths that happened this year. I was just looking at my uh, the king of rock and roll passed away this year,
Mm.
1977. 42 years old. I'm 43. I've lived a year longer than Elvis, which is just I don't know why crazy for me to think about. Like wow, I outlived Elvis so far.
Hey, I'm turning
Um,
27 this year, so that means I've almost
you're
lived longer than Jimi Hendrix and
yeah
all that.
yeah the whole 27 Club. I think John Lennon died at 40 maybe, so I've outlived John Lennon too. So I don't know. It's always crazy to think I've outlived these greats of all time. Then they made such a big impact in the world and didn't live as long as I did. But anyways, um, also big plane crash happened this year. Leonard Skinner.
Yeah,
Uh, we had three members pass away. Ronnie Van Sant, I believe,
yeah.
and then Cassie Gaines and Steve Gaines. Yeah, so an incredible loss there as well. As also Bing Crosby passed away. Uh, who also did one of the great duets this year with David Bowie, one of the great Christmas duets before he
Such a
passed
cool
away.
thing to happen.
Yes,
It's like
very,
two
very cool.
voices of two completely different generations putting aside their differences and just singing a heartfelt Christmas song. That was super. That was super cool. I loved that whenever I saw that.
I love that song. Yeah, so we'll start with our 10 through 6, starting with Nick.
All right. I've been looking at it. Number 10. This is another kind of like a. I have a couple of curveball picks from my top 10. I know there's one pick that I'm confident the three of you guys are going to have, and I'm not going to have anywhere near my list. And it is what it is. But you know which one I'm talking about. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
specific about it. But number 10, though, Pacific Ocean Blue by Dennis Wilson. Yes, we have a Dennis Wilson album on my
Oh,
top
okay.
10. There was a three-way thing going. It was either Pacific Ocean Blue, Heroes by David Bowie, or Low by David Bowie. It was one of those three. Um, I could have had my recency bias with David Bowie and picked him, but then I recently listened to the Pacific Ocean Blue album, blew my mind again just for how great it was. It makes me like it's like this was Brian Wilson's brother, the drummer, the one that had his own dedicated drum track. uh, if you know, you know. Uh, uh, some of these songs are just mind blowingly great. I'm just like, wow. Like, while Brian Wilson was mentally breaking down, Dennis Wilson found his genius. I'm trying to think, like, imagine if Dennis Wilson kind of had this creative peak at this time, around the time Brian had his creative peak during his Pet Sounds Smile days. They
Yeah.
could have been co-writing stuff together. That would have been awesome. And maybe we would have had a Smile if Dennis Wilson was contributing, because that was a big problem. Was no one was really that interested in Smile. That Brian Wilson kind of lost interest because he's like, well, my brothers aren't interested in it. The Beatles are going crazy at Strawberry Fields. Why even bother? But imagine if Dennis Wilson was contributing, he would have. I most definitely would have finished Smile, in my opinion. River Song. This is like the best sounding. This is like the best Brian Wilson song that never was. This sounds like a Brian Wilson Beach Boy song. Like the harmonies, the build up. It's just great stuff. The River Song alone is worth checking out. Alone. What's Wrong? Great song. Moonshine. I think that's a great song. Thoughts of You is great. You and I. Uh, Pacific Ocean Blue, the title track. Farewell, My Friend is great. Rainbows, I thought was a really great song. And ends off great with the end of the show. Overall, it's like Dennis, like you had this. I mean, he showed glimpses of it throughout his Beach Boy tenure. You know, he did it with Little Bird. I'm not sure if he wrote that or not, but his voice was great on that one. He wrote a couple of songs on 2020. Of course, Forever, which that song, I love Forever. I don't know about you guys. Forever's always been one of my favorite, kind of
Yeah, that's kind
hidden
of the big one, isn't it?
on the Sunflower album. That's a great song. So we've gotten like glimpses of it, but this is like we're getting like a full album's worth now of Dennis Wilson. And man, I wish you would have did something like this earlier. Again, Brian
Mhm.
Wilson and Dennis working together, that would have been awesome. But it is what it is. I mean, hey, better late than
Yeah.
never, I guess.
I
My
think
number nine,
I think Breyer's talked about that album before, if I remember right.
I
Yeah.
think so. I don't remember when, but I do. I think you're right. My number nine is CSN by Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Yeah, that's right.
This album, this is another album I've just recently listened to it, and I'm like, this album is awesome. This is like a chill, laid back album. It's nothing like
Yeah,
it's not in your face. That's what's great about Crisis and Nash is that they're not in your face. They're just like take it back, easy going. Always been a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of their first four albums: Crisis and Nash, um, Deja Vu, CSN, and Freeing with the name of their fourth album.
Daylight
Like to
again.
Daylight Again. That might make my list. That's another great album.
Yeah,
Up all four of the albums leading up until American Dream. We're
yeah.
all great. Great stuff for me. I know Jason might be a big defender on American Dream. I'm not a fan of American Dream. It's just not my thing.
Well,
I listened to that
now
album
the
when Neil
actual
Young wouldn't let any of his songs on the album.
the actual
Oh,
best album of 1987. Like, forget about the Joshua Tree, forget about Hysteria, forget about Faith by George Michael. It's all about American Dream by
American Dream.
Crosby,
Yeah,
Stills, Nash and Young.
I remember
Big return.
I joked around. I said, make sure he doesn't remember he did Buffalo Springfield because I have those songs blocked out.
yeah.
But no. That's Mike Neesmith, so we don't have to worry about that. Anyways, CSN though, like again, just a lot of chill songs. Shadow Captain. Another, what I love about Crisis and Nash? They know how to open an album up. Sweet
Yeah.
Judy Blue Eyes,
Hmm.
Carry On.
Carry on.
Like
Yeah.
they know how to open up an album. Like they know how to open up strong, and this is no exception. And it's written by David Crosby. Is that I know we're used to Stephen Stills opening up the album, but
Yeah.
hey, even David Crosby could open up the album. Um, I guess Stephen Stills didn't have a last minute addition like he normally does.
Yeah. Exactly.
Most
There's.
of the time,
Yeah.
he's like, hold up. I found the perfect album opener for this
Yeah.
album.
How about this one? Okay. That
I,
works.
re- I remember both times it ended up being your favorite song on the album.
It was. Yeah.
But See the Changes, great song. That was written by Stephen Stills. Carried Away. I will admit, the Graham Nash stuff is not as strong as his stuff on the other two albums,
Uh-huh.
but it's still really
Yeah.
good. Fair Game is really good. Anytime at All. Another great. I gotta say that Crosby on this album, I think this is Crosby at his best.
He has a couple good songs here. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Oh, you want to talk about the best 1-2 punch to open up side two? Dark Star and Just a Song Before I Go. You have
Mhm.
a great 1-2 punch. Stills and Nash, great stuff. Um, Run from Tears is great, and I give Blind is a great way to close out the album.
Yeah.
Again, it'd be a little bit of a curveball pick for me again because it's like a lot of people would probably think I would only really like the first two. No, I like the first four Crosby, Stills, and Nash albums.
Yes.
I own all four of them. They're great stuff. Number eight, and This may or may not be on Jason's list. Sleepwalker by the Kinks.
Yeah.
This album, when you think of the Kinks, you think the '60s. You think the early stuff with "You Really Got Me," "All Day, All the Night," you know their hard rock, kind of early stuff, or maybe even their later '60s stuff with face face to face, um, something else, Village Green, Arthur, Lola. You think about that stuff. But one thing I'm certain you don't think about when you think of the Kinks, it's their later '70s albums,
Yeah.
Sleepwalker especially. I want to talk about a sleeper album. This is a sleeper
Yes.
album. This is a
Yes.
great album. When me and Jason went through our
Uh-huh.
Kinks discography, I knew I liked this album, but when I
Yeah.
went through the album for our series, I'm like, this is a lot better than I thought it was. It's a good freaking album. This is really, really good. And this this should be talked about amongst their best albums, even though I prefer their late '60s, early '70s stuff because
Right.
I'm the basic guy when it comes to the Kinks. I like my safe space when it comes to those. I think it's one, two, three, four. Those five albums, but this is great too. Life on the Road, Sleepwalker. That's a great song. Sleepwalker. I'm a night stalker. Great song.
Yeah.
Jukebox music is great. Sleepless Night. Life Goes On. Just all again, all of these songs are just great stuff. Really underrated stuff. Again, definitely check it out if you have not. If you're a Kinks fan or you're getting into the Kinks, check out those five albums, but then check out this album. Uh, my
Yeah.
number seven. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
I agree.
That's awesome. Like I said, I was pretty confident you were going to agree.
Oh yeah,
Number
it's gonna
seven.
be on my list.
Yeah, I was confident to be on your list because that was it's your favorite Kinks
It's
album.
my favorite Kinks album.
But my number seven, and this might be another surprise to you guys, but actually probably not because I have been recently going on about how great this album is. Number seven, The Grand Illusion by Styx.
All
Yes.
right.
Now this album, oh boy, I don't know why I didn't like it the first time. Maybe I don't know, for some reason I didn't care for it, but then I listened to it again. Wow, this is a great album. The title track is great. Welcome to the Grand Illusion. Like, kind of like very great, like way to get you into it. Fooling Yourself. That song and another one on this album might be my vote for their best song. Fooling yourself, you won't believe it. I love the part where it's like, come on, come on.
Oh,
Great
that's so
stuff.
good.
Stars is great too, and of course, like the all four, like side one alone is just worthless. Getting the album,
Oh,
sail,
it's a
come on,
perfect side one.
come sail away, man. Come
Yeah.
sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Uh, Great stuff. I forgot what they say, but the way they I remember the way they pronounce a word like lad, like come sail with me, lad. Like I love that. It adds like a pirate
Yeah.
sound that I love about it. Come sail away with me, lad. Love that so much. It's so under like no one talks about that part, and I have to put it out. I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna mention that part. I love that part, lad.
I didn't think about that, but
Like,
yeah.
I feel like I'm on a pirate ship. It's like, come follow me, lad. Love it. Miss America is great. Man in the Wilderness is really good. Castle Walls. This is another song that could be my vote for the best song on the album. I
Yeah.
it gives me like Sticks mixed with Rush. Like this sounds like something Rush would do,
Kind
and
of
I
does.
absolutely love that about it.
Hmm.
Great song. And the grand finale is great too. It's like a 2 minutes. It's a good way to close out the album. But man, Grand Illusion. I own the album. I'm glad I own the album. It's one of those albums where I'm like, I need to own it, even if I'm not crazy about it. I'm sure I will get into it. It's like Scott with Pet Sounds. Like I'm not into it now, but I know I will get into it because it's one of those like big albums that I know I was gonna like. Um, Speaking of Rush, number 6, Farewell to Kings by Rush.
Yeah,
I,
I had a
Oh,
feeling that
wow,
I
would
that's
know
show
so
up.
high.
this album and number 5 were battling. They were in a bloody battle, and ultimately, Farewell to Kings missed the top 5. But Scott will be very happy to know what made my top 5. Uh, Farewell to Kings, though, great song. Great way to open up the album. Xanadu. Whoa. It gives me the epicness that 2112 has, but not as long. It gives me that same like fullness that 2112 has, but with like not as much time. It's a great song. I mean, I still prefer 2112, but Xanadu's really great. To me, this is like I know you could argue book one, The Voyage, is the epic of the album. To me, this is the epic of the album, in my opinion. Then you get to side two. You open up with the I wouldn't say like the smash hit, like radio hit, but closer to the heart. It's a hit. Like you would see it on their greatest hits, but it's not like one of those. It's
Yeah,
not like Tom Sawyer,
yeah,
Limelight.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the third
Not
one.
even subdivisions.
Not even
right,
Subdivision.
right, yeah,
Trying to think of the song now. Spirit of Radio.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not on
Spirit
that
Radio.
level of hits, but it's
yeah.
if you look up if you go on any of their greatest hits albums, that it's going to be on there.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Cinderella Man. Ooh, I love the song. Cinderella Man. Oh, great song. Um, Magical is a great underrated song, and again, yes, you can argue Singris X dash one book one, The Voyage is the epic on the album, which it's a great finale. But to me, it's the build up to the epic on the next album, which was Hemisphere. So to me, this isn't the epic on the album, but it's the build up to the epic on the next album. Which who does that? Who does that? Who makes a cliffhanger on an album
Yeah,
like until next time,
I
folks?
have the record, and it literally says in the liner notes, like, the story will be continued.
really,
I'm like, who makes a 2-part song with a
right.
story, makes you wait to buy the next album, and the second part is 20 minutes long?
I
Jeez.
know. He's like, until next time, folks.
Who does that?
Wait until the next album to the that rest
Wait
of
till
the
next
song.
season. Yeah,
Which it's both weird but really cool at the same time. But yeah, I love Farewell to Kings. This used to be like a top 3 Rush album, but I've since kind of I used to like be bigger into their more proggy stuff, but I've since grown into their more early 80s like prog slash let's make some fun pop music at the same time with not hemispheres. Trying to think of the albums
Permanent
now.
Waves.
Permanent Waves, Movie Pictures, and Signals. Those are still my 3 favorite Rush albums. But that's my 10 through
yeah.
6. I'm sure Jason's gonna read Breyer's top 10 through 6 now. But yeah, that's my 10 through 6.
And Ryan says, "This is a rare year where my worst album is not that bad.
His
Not
least
great,
favorite album.
but I've shown worse." That's interesting. So even the bad album's not that bad. Alright. Let's see if I can get this up here. All right, number 10 for Bryer. He has Heavy Weather by Weather Report.
Oh, yeah. Jazz fusion.
One of the best
Bird-
jazz fusion I've ever heard. No vocals. Okay, no vocals. But the
Birdland
arrangement
is-
were enough to make me feel. Okay.
Oh, and I think Jaco Pastorius played the bass on that record. It's one of the greatest jazz bassists of all time.
Okay. I can't say I've ever heard of that band or the album. Okay,
I have to look.
interesting.
Did Chester Thompson play the drums on that record? Because I know Chester Thompson played with who he was the touring drummer for Genesis, but I know he played with Weather Report, but I don't know if it was on that record.
Number 9, we got Let There Be Rock by AC/DC. My favorite of the Bon Scott era that can rival Back in Black for my favorite album by them. One of the heaviest albums overall. Interesting. I don't hear Bryer talk that much about AC/DC, so that's kind of interesting one. Um, I know Nick knows more about them than I do.
Here's the thing. That was on my list originally, but that was like purely off of recency bias.
I've heard the song "Let There Be Rock," I think, but
It's a good album.
I'm not as big into ACDC. Like
me
we
either.
have a
Yeah.
couple songs that I'm throwing into rotation, like Thunderstruck or Back in Black, or even like TNT. Or It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll, but I don't really have any of their albums in my top. Back in Black is probably their best album. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
for
really,
sure.
I might get it, but I don't think I would get any other of their records.
Here's one we've all heard of. We have Aja, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Asia,
Asia. I knew it was going to Asia.
one of the best produced albums of all time. The production on it is so good.
So another jazz fusion album, right?
Yeah,
uh,
pretty much.
this is where they peeled. Though I like Calcio.
He
And
actually
peaked. Sorry, I can't read. Uh, this is where they peaked. Production is immaculate, and it's just a nice feel good album for me. Okay.
Plus, you got Michael McDonald on backing vocals, so that instantly makes any album a million times better.
I love Peg. That's the one song.
Yeah.
That's like it's one of my favorite Steely Dan songs. That comes off that album. And yeah, you said Michael McDonald. Yeah, and yeah, the music is great. Like the production and all that.
Bernard Purdy on the drums and Wayne Shorter on the saxophone.
Yeah, here's another one we all know. Out of the Blue by ELO. Another good
That album,
choice.
I've never heard of that before.
Well, yeah, we're not familiar with that one. Um, yeah, my favorite album from them, an excellent double album with many bangers. Yes, I think we'll be talking about that on other people's lists. And number 6. Yeah, I thought this would be on there. Lights Out by UFO. I know Briar's a big UFO fan.
Michael Schenker, he was a great guitar player.
Yes. Yeah, I really like his guitar playing. I like their actually there's one album I do like of theirs.
I think that was Obsession.
Obsession. Yeah. I think that comes later.
Yeah. I
Not
think
too
that's
much
next
later,
year
but-
in 78.
Yeah, I think it's 78, I was gonna say. I think it's on my list next year. All right. Did he say that? Yeah. Second favorite album behind Obsession, yeah. Of course. Um Chester Thompson was not on Heavy Weather. He was on the previous album.
What year is the 76? Oh, he was touring with Genesis by this point. I think
Really?
77 or either 77 or 78. No, wait, no, I think Bill Bruford was drumming with them on tour at this point. And then next year, Chester Thompson joins on drums. Hand selected by Phil Collins himself to be their touring drummer because Phil Collins was a big jazz guy. Phil Collins liked everything. Now that
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so that's Briar's 10 through 6. So now we'll go to Scott for your 10 through 6.
All right. My number 10 is an album I listened to recently. It's not recency bias. I thought this was a great album, but not good enough to make it anything higher than number 10. I mean, some people might say that this album is this band's best album. I disagree, but it's still pretty good, and that's going to be Animals by Pink Floyd.
Okay.
It's like 4 songs, but one of them or 2 of them, it's just like one song split up. It's basically taking George Orwell's Animal Farm and making a musical adaptation of it. The songs are about pigs, sheep, and dogs, kind of talking about the different, I guess, class systems or whatever. But the music is really cool, and David Gilmour's guitar playing, especially on Dogs, is top notch. I don't like it as much as Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here on the Wall,
Yeah.
but it's pretty good. Good keyboard playing from Richard Wright as well. It's number 10. Number 9, I also have Rush of Farewell to Kings. Awesome album. Farewell to Kings, the song is really cool. I like Alex's guitar playing. Xanadu. Yeah, Nick is right. There's actually 2 epics on this album, and Xanadu is just top notch. It just takes you on a musical journey. You get to Closer to the Heart. Uh, Man, that's a great song. Great guitar playing there. I love the riff. Boom, boom, boom. Um, Cinderella Man is a very underrated song by them. Very good hidden gem on the record. And then Cygnus X1, very spacey song, kind of sci-fi kind of song. I really like that one. That's number 9. Farewell to Kings by Rush. Number 8 is the top-selling album of this year, Bad Out of Hell by Meatloaf.
All right.
Jason introduced it to me. I bought
Yeah.
the record just on that recommendation, and I really liked it. The
Awesome.
title song, just like very fast paced. Of course, you've got Jim Steinman was the guy who wrote all the songs, and he wrote a lot of these songs as a Peter Pan musical. Funny
Yeah,
enough.
he did.
But then he rewrote the words when he met Meatloaf, who I think
Yeah.
was. If I'm correct, I think he was the lead singer for Ted Nugent's band around the time.
Oh, really?
And then he heard the record where he sang on there and thought, this guy sounds like someone I need to have sing my songs. So he hired him to do that, and then he got Meatloaf's solo debut. Produced by Todd Rundgren, who was a glam rock producer around the time, which I think he only agreed to produce it because he heard a demo and he thought Meatloaf sounded like a bad imitation of Bruce Springsteen and thought that was funny. If anyone in the comments, if anything I'm saying is wrong, correct me. But I'm just going off of stories I've heard. But title track's awesome. You took the words right out of my mouth. I think that's the song that kind of sounds like Bruce Springsteen. The production is very Born to Run sounding on that.
Yeah, it's got a rock sound to it.
I like that one. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's great. Paradise by the Dashboard Light is kind of like Bohemian Rhapsody in the fact there's like 3 songs mashed into one.
Yeah.
But it's very dramatic.
Yeah.
Almost sounds like a musical, and I love it for that. And you have the actual announcer for the New York Yankees on there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, what's this? I love the third section though, where it's just like, wait until the end of time. It's so good. And then the last song, For Crying Out Loud, is very underrated. I really like that one. All the songs are pretty good. All Revved Up and No Place to Go, and I think the other one's called Heaven Can Wait. Whole record is good. 8 Bad Out of Hell by Meatloaf. Number 7, we have a debut album by a very popular band from the 70s on into the 80s, and that is Foreigner's first album. Great record here. Lou Gramm, one of the great vocalists. You got a couple of really classic songs with Feels Like the First Time and Cold as Ice. Long, Long Way from Home is awesome. I love the horns. The saxophone player for Foreigner at this time was the saxophone player from King Crimson. So, like, the saxophones you hear on Long, Long Way from Home, it's the same dude who did 21st Century Schizoid Man. So I think that's kind of fun.
Okay.
There's a lot of really underrated songs on this record, though. Fool for You Anyway, that's a great song.
That's a good song.
A lot of people talk about that one.
Yes.
I'm at War with the World. That's another great one. Those are kind of the 2 big hidden gems for me. I love those 2 songs. Oh, and Star Rider. Those 3 songs don't really get talked about a lot, but those 3 songs are some of my favorites from this record. But yeah, Really awesome record. Foreigner, first one, number 7. Number 6, here's where I have The Grand Illusion by Styx. Nick had talked about it earlier. I've always loved this album. Unfortunately, my top 5 is just too stacked for it to be any higher. In fact, I think my top 4 albums are both like all in my top like 30 albums of all time. So that's how stacked this year
It's
is.
really good. Yeah.
Um, but the Grand Illusion, the opening track, is really cool. There's 2 epic guitar solos, one played by Tommy Shaw and one played by I forget James Young. That's his name. The other guy, James Young. The 2 guitar players. Really cool opening. Fooling Yourself. I love that song as well. I like the harmonies in the chorus. Get back on your feet. You're the one that can't beat, and you know it. It's funny because Tommy Shaw wrote this as a diss track towards Dennis DeYoung and his kind of take charge attitude towards the band, and made him sing it. Which that's not the only time that we're going to see a record where there's friction in the band and forced other members to sing on it. We'll be talking about that later. Um, Come Sail Away is a classic song. I've always loved that song because it starts out almost sounds very Mozart sounding with the piano.
Yeah. Very Baroque. Yeah.
And then it just like explodes into a rock song. And then the rock song dissolves into this ambient piece with these synthesizers. And then it goes back to the rock song. Like I've always loved this song because of the different changes in it. It's just a really cool song, and I've always really loved it.
I was going to ask, is he using synthesizers, or is it keyboard I'm listening to?
So on Come Sail Away, sounds like several different synthesizers, but I think one just based on the sound, it sounds like maybe like a mini Moog, based on the time it was released,
Yeah.
like a mini Moog synthesizer. I'm getting more into synthesizers.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I know more. I just bought. This is my Yamaha DX7 that I just bought.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we get to the 80s, we'll be talking a lot about that because it's on like every other famous song from the 80s had
Yeah.
that synthesizer on it. But I think it's like a mini Moog is what he's using for the sounds on Come Sail Away. But side 2, Man in the Wilderness is a very underrated, almost like it's not a power ballad. It's more like I won't say a depressing ballad, but it's like a slow ballad, but it has kind of a melancholy feel to it. And I think it's really cool. Very moody. That's a good way to describe it. It's very moody.
Mm-hmm.
Castle Walls is awesome. That's one of the biggest hidden gems on this album. Nick was talking about it earlier. It's epic. And then the grand finale is pretty much just it's kind of like a way to bring the album full circle. They
Yeah.
play a few musical themes from earlier in the album, and it's just like they sing the chorus of the Grand Illusion again, and you hear Superstars in the background. In the 70s they wanted to make a cohesive work of art, so just them kind of bringing the album full circle. Castle Walls is kind of the big grand finale, and the grand finale is like it's like the epilogue, just finishing everything off.
Yeah.
Number
That's all I like.
6 is The Grand Illusion by Styx.
All right. Good. Now I get to my top 10. And number 10, it's funny, all of our 10s I feel like are albums that might not be on anybody else's list. We'll see. And because my number 10 is Even in the Quietest Moments by Supertramp.
Oh, man.
Supertramp, you think of Breakfast in America. That's their big album that everybody will talk about, has their big hits on it. But I mean, definitely listen to that. But then I say, if after you listen to Breakfast in America or whatever, listen to this one. This is such a good album. I don't know if it's a hidden gem. I don't know because I like it, but I don't know if a lot of people talk about this album unless you're really into Supertramp. Maybe I know, Bryer's really into them. You guys might be into them as well, more than me even. I'm not like super into Supertramp, but I've listened to some of their albums, and it's an interesting album because it's like 7 songs long, if I'm right. And there's the first song is kind of their hit. Give a little bit, kind of the known song on here, which is good. Other stuff is just yeah, just really hidden gem songs, but very good stuff. I like the piano playing throughout the album. I like the vocals. Everything's really good. I say besides a little bit, I would say I really like From Now On, and then my favorite is Fool's Overture. I think Fool's Overture is such a cool song to end the album. It's like a 10-minute epic song. It goes through like different instrumentation stuff, different like melodies and stuff, and then it gets to the actual singing, and I love the singing on the song. The whoever's singing it just hitting some really great notes on there, great melody, very catchy. Yeah, I just love this 10-minute epic to the end of the album. I think is what really makes this album for me. But yeah, yeah, really cool Supertramp album. I think, in my opinion.
I'm surprised that was your favorite one on the album. That's really cool, though. That's
What's
what
cool what's cool about the album is that like the first song like fools you into thinking it's gonna be an acoustic album, and like the rest piano
It's
songs.
yeah, pretty much all piano.
First
Yeah,
one is acoustic guitar, and then they're like, "Nope, we're gonna play the Wurlitzer electric piano for the rest of this album."
What's great is I'm the one who introduced you to the album.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like I really like Breakfast in America, but you have to check out Even in the Quietest Moments because
yeah.
that's
You were the one that said that.
it's still my favorite Supertramp album because I love like piano ballads, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of that. Give a little bit, Loverboy, the title
Hmm.
track, Downstream. I love Downstream. By the way, I
Yeah,
remember we all really like that one.
yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
I'm very happy that's on your list though, Jason.
I need to listen to it
Yeah.
again. I bought it for like $5.
Oh, okay.
I wish I owned the album. The only album I own is Breakfast in America.
Yeah, that's the only Supertramp album I have is that one.
Yeah,
Even the quietest
Breakfast in
moments.
America, even in the quietest moments, and Crime of the Century.
Yeah, those are the three big ones
It's
probably.
kind of their three most famous ones.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, even the quietest moments probably my favorite one too. Even though it doesn't have the big hits on it, I don't know. I really like that album.
I've always been
Yeah,
more into Breakfast in America, but I'll need to give it another shot because I really
Breakfast in
like
America is a
Super.
good album too. So I'm not saying that's not a good album. That's a good one too. I know that's most people's favorites.
In
But yeah,
fact,
when Nick told me he thought that was like the best one. I was like, "You're kidding." And I listened to it. I was like, "I think you're right."
I
Breakfast in
remember.
America.
I thought I knew. I was like, okay, you guys are probably gonna you guys are definitely gonna disagree because the other one has all the big hits on it. But I figured like at least you guys would appreciate it. But what Jason said, this is their best sound. I'm like, yes, another one person agrees with me.
Yeah.
uh,
Breakfast in America is actually what I listened to on the flight home from Kansas City.
Cool.
oh, nice.
All right. Number 9, I got Out of the Blue by ELO, as Bryer mentioned it, and I know somebody else is a big fan of this album on the channel. They'll talk about it better than I can, but yeah, double album. I do love the oh man, when you spread it out. Um, yeah, this has got some. It's a double album, lots of songs on here. Some absolute classics, I think. Um, Turn to Stone, I love that song. It begins the album. Uh, just the backing vocals on that. Yeah, Turn to Stone when you're alone. I turn to stone or something like that. Boom, 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 boom. Musically amazing. Of course, the orchestra music throughout the album, and even different sound effects. They throw in different sound effects through there. I think there's wind noises in one song, and there's all kinds of stuff. And it's yeah, ELO is so good with the production value and the all different stuff they're throwing in there is so cool. It makes it such a cool band and everything. Sweet Talking Woman, I really like. And then there's this great like three songs in a row that's like the best part of the album, and that's Summer and Lightning, Mr. Blue Sky, and Sweet as the Night is like my three favorite. Like in a well, Turn to Stone's probably my favorite, but those three are like so good. I'll say Mr. Blue Sky. It's like the great song on here. It's so fun, so upbeat. It's just so different too. I don't know. I don't. You don't hear anybody else with a song like that. The Mr. Blue Sky. Please tell me why. So long. So it's like it's so weird the different voices that go through there, and instrumentations, and even the computer voice goes in there. It's like it's so cool. It's such a cool song. But yeah, But Sweet as a Night is so good too. I really like. Anyways, there's a lot of good stuff here. Lots of songs, of course. A double album. It's one I have to listen to more probably to go up my list. But I was listening to it today, and it's definitely in my top 10. So number 9. All right. Number 8, we got CSN by Crosby, Stills Nash, which is I think just off of where you had it at number 9. I have it at number 8. So we're about right on track, me and, me and Nick. Yeah, it's definitely Crosby, Stills, Nash puts out a good album. It's gonna make my top 10. I love their sound overall. And like yeah, you said it's interesting. They do Crosby, Stills, and Nash in '69, and then they follow that up with Deja Vu in 1970 with Neil Young joining in, and then they go 7 years without making an album together, which is I find that strange. Why they took so? I think it's probably some infighting in there and all kinds of trouble, you know. And they all go off and do like great solo albums actually during this time period, and even some duets and stuff like that. And then so it's so cool that they finally came back together in '77 to do this album. And yeah, it still sounds great. Their harmonies are so good. The melodies, the instrumentation, everything. It just sounds. If you like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, it's like you're gonna like this album. Not as good as the other two because they're just absolute masterpieces, but still very good. Like you said, Shadow Captain, such a great first song. Really great to get you right in. See the changes. The harmonies are so good on that song. It's one of my favorite of theirs. Um, yeah, it's them again, just being the best at doing harmonies and all that. Just a song before it goes, probably my favorite song. That's kind of the best known song on the album. If you know any song, that song will appear maybe on a greatest hits album or something. Uh, it's only 2 hours and or, I mean 2 minutes and 12 seconds long or something like that. It's a very short song, and the whole thing was Graham Nash was at a friend's house, and he was I think going to go to the airport or something like that, and he was waiting around to he's going to leave for the airport, and his friend said, I like basically challenged him. I bet you can't write a song before you leave. And he's like, I'll do one better. I'll write a song called "A Song Before I Go," and it's the best song on the album. Like it's like one of those moments where like, yeah, you challenge a good writer and he like comes through. You know, he's just flexing how good of a songwriter is. It's like in the minimal time he writes a song better than most people can write a song, given more time anyway. So, but it's a great song. I love just "Song Before I Go." But yeah, and there's a lot of other good stuff like that. I think Dark Star, Cathedral, some other good stuff on there as well. But yeah, another really good Crosby, Stills Nash album. All right, number 7, I'm going with everybody. Grand Illusion.
On
In
the same
fact,
love train there.
yeah, we're all talking about it so far. In fact, me and Nick have it at the same spot at number 7. So we're really right on there. And then Scott has it number 6. So we're all three about the same spot
I
on our
love that.
list.
That's awesome though. This year has united us. So
Yes,
I love hearing that.
I agree. I think we're all, yeah, kind of, yeah. Bryer hasn't talked about it, so I don't know if he does, but at least 3 of us have agreed on, yeah, how great an album this is. It's funny, Styx is one of those bands, like, I've heard the name. I'm sure I know, like, the big hits, you know, kind of thing. I'm sure I've heard them on the radio. I've heard people talk about Styx, but really didn't know anything about Styx and the band or any of their albums. And then when I came to this year and I saw this Grand Illusion, I was like, oh, I'll listen to this album, you know, not know anything about it really, except the 2 big hits. Of course, as soon as I got to those, I was like, oh, I love those songs. Fooling Yourself and Come Sail Away. Yeah, those are great songs. And so you get to it and you go, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I love those songs. They're amazing. And yeah, it was such a cool discovery when I listened to this album. I was like, it's like, wow, this is a really good album. I didn't know this was such a good album. I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about it. I guess maybe they have, and I just haven't paid attention. But you know, it's one of those things where I love doing this top tens because I usually discover something like this. You know, just going because it's one of those things where I go, oh, Six put out an album. I've heard that name. I'll check it out. You know, and then I'm like, oh, this is really good. I mean, I don't know if I have any other Six. I don't think I can't remember any other Six albums that I have in any of my top tens. This might be the only one. So I don't know if this is just the really good one. Uh, this is considered the best, I would think. I wouldn't be surprised. mostly because it has those two amazing songs. But the Grand Illusion, the first song, I think is really good. Superstars, I thought was really good too. I really like that. Yeah, Castle Walls is really good. I mean, it's a really good stuff on here. Yeah, Fooling Yourself. I love that beginning intro with that dun 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 bum 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 dun 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 whatever. Like, and I was listening, going, is that synthesizer? Is that keyboard? I love it, whatever it is in that intro. But super catchy. Come Sail Away. I love the beginning part with the vocals. It's so good. It's almost just him singing with just like I said, like a baroque piano or something. I don't know. It's wonderful. Yeah, definitely. I can only say this is the only six album I really know, so I'd say this is the one. If you're gonna listen to a six album, I would think this is the one to go to. Considering all three of us have it on our list.
Pieces of Eight and Paradise Theater are good too.
Okay,
Not
I can't
Kilroy.
remember.
Kilroy is, other than Mr. Roboto and Don't Let It In, Kilroy is not a very good album.
I liked Pieces of Eight, but I don't think it's as good as the other two big albums from them. I do really like Renegade though. That's a great song.
And what's the other one? Blue Collar Man. That's a good song.
That's a good one.
All right, and then ending with number six, I have "Running on Empty" by Jackson Browne. Uh, Really great Jackson Browne album. This is my favorite one I've heard so far. I had The Pretender on, I think the last year, 76. I had that in my top 10. I think I had another one of his albums earlier on. I've had a couple of his albums on. I really like Jackson Browne. I really love his overall sound. And this is definitely, yeah, this is such a great album. This is definitely one to listen to Jackson Browne, in my opinion. It has one of his biggest songs on here, the opener, Running on Empty. Is kind of really the big one, and then it ends with one of the best closers I've ever heard, "The Loadout and Stay," a song about not wanting to leave the stage, and that's your closer. Oh, it's so perfectly written, and just really, I love the whole album because it's the whole theme of the album is kind of about touring and all the stuff that goes on and kind of that burnout I think that happens while you're constantly traveling and all this stuff like that. I think he really captures it in this album with songs like "Run on Empty." The Road is a great song on here too. Amazing. Rosie is really great. A lot of ballads. I love these ballads that are on here are just so amazing. um yeah, those are some of my favorites. And then I said the closer as well. And there's a song called "Cocaine." It's a very interesting song on here. Um, yeah, it's a little different, I think, than anything else. But most of you love the Thunder is really good. I don't know. There's just so many good stuff on here. And it's kind of like a live album. Like some of the songs are recorded while he was singing them live. Not all of them, but some of them are. Some of them he recorded like in the tour bus. So it's interesting the different ways he recorded this album. A little bit unusual. Like you normally just do in the studio. um, so it's cool. You get the claps and you get some crowd reaction a little bit in there. So it's like a live album, except that they're not songs. Usually, live albums are songs that you sing that are on other albums, but these are all songs that are only on this album. So it's an interesting way to do the album, but it definitely captures, like I said, the theme of the album. I think it was really cool. But yeah, great Jackson Browne album. All right, back to Nick for 5 through 2.
All right. My number five is gonna be Out of the Blue by ELO.
All right, so we got some out of the blue
This
here.
this album and Rush were in a dogfight for number five. And then there's one reason why this went number five over Farewell to Kings. One reason alone. That is that Concerto for a Rainy Day. That side three of that album might be top three best side threes of all time
Yeah,
from any
yeah, yeah.
album I've ever heard. So good. City in the Rain is great. I really love Big Wheels. Big
Yeah, that's a
wheels
good song.
turning. I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, the such an epic sounding song. I'm with Jason though. That three. It to me, it's not even like a three-song stretch. To me, it's a four-song stretch. Big Wheels, Summer and the Lightning, Mr. Blue Sky, and Sweet as the Night.
Hmm.
To me, it's a four-song stretch of just awesomeness. Like if we ever do an ELO series and I were to make a top five on this album, all four of those songs are making my top.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Big Wheels, Summer and Lightning, Mr. Blue Sky, Sweet as the Night. Not even kidding you. All four of those songs would be in my top five.
yeah. Then
That
Turn to Stone would be my
and
other one.
Turn to Stone.
There's too
Yes,
many good songs to make a top five because he also got Turn to Stone, It's Over,
Turn to
Sweet
Stone.
Talking Woman, Wild West Hero.
Yeah,
Like, there's too many good songs on
There
this album.
is, there is. I know. Sweet Talking Woman would be an honorable mention though. A really, really close honorable mention though. But yeah, Turn to Stone. That four song stretch to me, it's like those four songs alone beat anything on Farewell to Kings. I said it. I said what I said. I mean it. I don't know why I slept on ELO for so freaking long. Disgrace, simply. I'm glad
wow.
I have the album again. Again, it's one of those things where it's like I know I'm gonna get into the album. I know I'm gonna like it eventually. It's one of those albums that has me in my DNA. I just need to get into it. And yeah, great stuff. But how about the other songs that are now in my top five? How are those? Still really good. I really like It's Over. Nine the City's really
It's
great.
over. Yeah,
Starlight is great. I really like Jungle. Kind of like it's like kind of experimental, but still really
yeah.
cool. Wild West Hero. I was surprised to find out that was a single. Not one of the strongest songs on the album, but still a really good song.
I think
Yeah,
that's
man.
Adam's favorite song, if I remember right.
Hmm, interesting, but yeah, all this album is really great. I want to go more in detail on each song, but I want to save it for a potential review. And yeah, again, I hate to say it, but this is not my favorite ELO album. Still New World Record, but this album
Me
is still
too. Yeah.
incredible. I want this to be my favorite ELO album, but every time I listen to a New World Record and I get to that gosh darn song, do up,
Mhm.
do
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
uh, it gets me every time. But I think that was on my 76 list, if I'm correct. I think it
I think
was.
so. I think it was number 2 or 3.
I remember. Let me check. Let me check. But I am a big fan of ELO now. I'm very happy. It was my number four, but still really high on the list. You only here's the thing. Number four, but think about it though. The three albums above it: "Songs of the Key of Life," "Arrival," "News," "Day at the Races."
We're in
Not,
the 70s. You can
yeah,
make an album that's like one of the greatest albums of all time, top like 30 albums of all time material, and it's only going to be number 4 or 5 on your list today.
yeah. It's again. I want to do world record to be in my top three of that year, but I remember.
I'm going to say this right now. My top 4 records all deserve to be number 1, but
Yeah,
they can't all be number 1.
Yeah,
There are like 4 records that I
yeah.
think all should be number 1, but they can't all be number 1.
definitely. I'm the same way, but my number four though, and this should be a top three album on any other list, and I'm sure it's gonna be in your guys' top three, and I'm sure I'm gonna beat myself up over it. And Scott hinted at it before. Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
All right. Yeah.
Man, what another just I love this album. It's like an album full of tension and hatred, but they managed to make something so good. Take notes, Mardi Gras. This is how you make an album with hatred towards it.
You can fuel it into an actually good album.
Mm-hmm. It's not just one really good songwriter mixed with two really bad songwriters. It's three great songwriters making a really great album. But secondhand news. Oh, it's been I remember when we reviewed the album and Jason's like, "This is my least favorite song on the album."
Yeah,
I was so
it
surprised.
is.
This is always been one of my favorite songs on the album because I've got secondhand news. I've got secondhand news. I don't know. I've always been a big fan of it. Dreams. I don't have to say anything else about this song. This song's great. I know a lot of the Peter Gabriel fanboys, Spencer Joe, what's his name, Jeremy Spencer fans are gonna get mad at me for saying this, but this song's really freaking good. I love this song. Now here you go again. You say you want your freedom. Just open up your song like that. Just perfect. And I love the thunder only happens when it raining. It's like they say women, they will come and they will go. I
Yeah,
love it. The
yeah,
tension, it's juicy. I love the tension. It's awesome. Then never going back again. Again, I'm gonna get the bluesy, older Fleetwood Mac fan when I say this, but this song is simplistic, but I love it about it. It may
oh
sound
yeah.
simplistic, but it's anything but simplistic. Scott will tell you there's so much going into the song.
Never Going Back Again may be the hardest song to play on guitar.
That's
Mhm.
yeah. I don't know how they do it, or he does
It
it.
sounds like two or three
Yeah,
different
it does.
parts, and it's just Buckingham.
It's just Buckingham.
He's not even overdubbing or anything, as far as I know.
Yeah,
If
it's
you want to see
crazy.
Scott's full on take on this song and how it's done, check out our review on my channel. We do the Fleetwood Mac series.
Yeah,
We're all big fan of this
yeah,
album, of course, but yeah,
yeah.
I huge fan of this song though. Don't stop, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, soon we'll be here. It'll be here than before. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. What? This song is so catchy. I love how like it's a mix between Buckingham and McVie. Perfect. This is perfect. And then Go Your Own Way. This has to be like the worst commercial song because it's like about heartbreak and asking your lover to go their own way. Like basically, I don't want you anymore. And they're just like
Yeah.
making it for like a soap commercial or something like that. I'm like, I'm sure this is about soap or uh about paper towels, but I guess it's catchy enough to use it for a paper towel soap commercial.
It's so catchy. It's I don't know.
Then you get to in my opinion, the most slept on song on the album, "Songbird." Beautiful ballad. I'm a huge fan of McVie. If you watch our Fleetwood Mac video from 1975, the White Album, you'll know how much I love McVie songs. This is one of them. Now here's a song that grew on me the most. The Chain. I
Yeah.
was not the biggest fan of The Chain,
Okay.
but it's one of the songs that grew on me. And now it's one of my favorite songs on the album.
Well,
It's one of the that song and Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson are two songs that I'm like,
that's a good
I
one.
don't get why they're big songs. They're good, but they're not like the best. But the more I listen to it's one of those songs where it's like, what was I thinking? This song is fucking awesome. Sorry for my language, but this song is amazing. You can love me now. A chain. You can match the chain. Oh, great song. You make loving fun. Never been one of my that song and Oh Daddy, like they're good McVie songs, but
Yeah, decent.
they're not like my favorite McVie songs. I Don't Want to Know is great. Goldust
Mhm.
Woman, another song that grew on me. Not one. It's still not one of my favorite songs on the album, but it's a song that really grew on me. I used to really dislike the song. Like after I Don't Want to Know, I used to take the record off. Like I used to pull the needle for the last two songs. Now it's like Goldust Woman really grew on me. That's my number 4. Number 3, I'm sure this comes to surprise to no one that they're in my list again. ABBA, the album by ABBA.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Yeah,
I'm sure
that's
you
all
were
they made
ready.
an album.
I know. ABBA on my list again. Whoa, what a big surprise. Says no one ever. But yeah, I love ABBA. I'm a big ABBA fan. I know. Uh, Eagle. What is this? This sounds like I don't know how to describe it, but it doesn't sound like ABBA at all. But it somehow sounds like ABBA at the same time? Huh? It's this song always confused me because I'm like, I don't know whether to think this is weird or if this is awesome. It's like it's like proggy, but at the same time it's not proggy. It's hard to describe the sound of it, but it's like it's a weird way to open up the album, but a really cool way to open up the album. Go if you ever listen to Eagle before, go check out Eagle. the full version. There's like a shorter version, but there's a fuller version. Check it out. Then we get to the hit song of the album, "Take a Chance on Me."
Yeah,
That's a big
good
song.
song.
It's a great song. If you change your mind, I can go so free. Take a chance on me. Oh, I love that song. It's such a catchy song. Now the next song on the album, that's another song that I wasn't crazy about originally, but really grew on me. "One Man, One Woman." One man, one woman. Great song. The name of the game, really cool way to close out the side. Um, "Move On." That's a really great song. "Hole in Your Soul." That is now that you want to talk about underrated songs. "Hole in Your Soul." Great,
Okay.
like fun, energetic song. Then we get to this thing called "The Girl with Golden Hair." Uh, it's a three-song thing. Um, I think it's interesting. I think it's weird how they go into this little concept thing at the very end of the album, but I think it's pretty cool. Thank you for the music. Beautiful song. It's one of those songs where if you listen to the lyrics, you're just like, wow. It's like it's awesome. "I Wonder." It's good. "I'm a Marionette." It's a very like if this is like the most Queen sounding ABBA song. "I'm a Marionette." It sounds like something Freddie would write.
Hmm.
Very like I don't know how to describe it. It's very Queen sounding, but in a good way.
Okay.
But great way to close out the album. Um, you close out the album. Yeah, you close that out there. My number two though, "The Stranger."
Yeah.
I Come on,
Yeah.
this was going to be on my list. Oh man, "The Stranger." This is an album where this has every making of being my favorite Billy Joel album, but it somehow isn't my favorite Billy Joel album. For some reason, I've always been a bigger fan of 52nd Street, but only by a little bit. Only by a little bit.
That's a good one.
Um, but "Moving Out." What a great song. "Moving Out." Boom, boom, ba-da, da, 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 da. Great song. Um, "Stranger's" awesome. That song is underrated. I know this whole album is the greatest hits album, basically, but I always thought this song was underrated. "Just the Way You Are." Beautiful song. Uh, "Scenes from Inside a Restaurant." I want to talk more about the song, but I did the review on Scott's channel.
So we
Check that
talked
out.
about it.
So I don't want to go too more in depth on this song, but it's a great song.
Yeah, we did
Vienna.
cover this album.
Yeah, we covered the album. Check out Scott's review. We go more in detail. I'm very sure. I'm very confident all four of us is going to have this on our list somehow.
Yeah,
Um,
it's one of those. Yeah,
exactly.
everybody
Vienna.
agrees on. Yeah,
Yeah. "Only the Good Die Young." Me and Jacob apparently disagree because this is my favorite song on the album, and it's his least favorite
yeah,
song on the album.
yeah.
It's one of those instances. "She's Always a Woman's" great. "Get It Right the First Time" is an awesome deep cut. Get it right the first time, that's the main thing. Whoa. Great song. "Everyone Has a Dream." It's a good song, but it's always been my least favorite on the album. But man, "The Stranger." I want to talk more about this album, but me, Jason, Scott, and Bryer and Jacob. No, I don't know. What is Bryer on our Billy Joel review?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, all go check out Scott's review. We did it in detail, but yeah, that's my number two.
There's a number of these albums we probably covered on our channels. At least three, three or
Yeah.
four of these we probably covered in
We
detail.
reviewed Rumors. We reviewed The Stranger. We haven't reviewed Rush yet.
We're gonna do News of the World eventually. I guess that's one we're
Yeah.
gonna get to. Yeah, guess all of that. Yeah, we did Foreigner on your channel, but that was
Yeah.
me, you, and Jacob. But yeah, But it seems like me and Nick have done Sleepwalker, of course. And yeah, so we've all covered these albums. It seems like on some channel in detail. But yeah, now Bryer is going to come with a surprise at number 5. He's coming with News of the World. It's a great Queen album, but there are 4 more albums I like more from this year. Wow. So I was trying to think. What was his favorite last year? I know it was like he had Queen 2 his favorite. I think 74 and 75 was the Night at the Opera. I think.
Yeah.
Then it might not have been 76. I'm trying to think. Maybe that wasn't his favorite. A Day at the Races might have been something else. So he's not keeping the streak of Queen albums. I thought he would as top, uh, as you would think Bryer would, but obviously very high on the list still. All these Queen albums, as it is on all of ours, I suppose. But um, is that the first time we've seen Queen on the list? I guess it must be.
Yeah.
So more to come on that album. All right, The Grand Illusion.
There we go.
So we've all talked about it now.
It's all you need to know. I love that.
If someone says, "What is Styx?"
It's
Grand
What
Illusion.
illusion.
That's a pretty good answer.
a definitive. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was kind of definitive album. Yeah, that's all you know. Yeah. So all 4 of us have Grand Illusion on our list. Breyer's got the highest, I guess, at number 4. So that's great. That's one album I think we've all agreed on, and we'll have some more here probably coming up. All of our albums we're agreeing on probably at the top though. Yep. Here's another one. Rumors at number 3.
It's rumors. Enough said.
What did it say?
It says it's rumors.
Enough said. Yeah. Yeah. What can you say? Like I said, Grammy Album of the Year. All right, so number 2, we're going to have an agreement here with Nick. The Stranger at number 2.
Oh wow. I know I have no idea what his number one's going to be. I keep thinking I know, and then it's not.
So both Bryer and Nick have The Stranger at number 2, right? Yeah. So wow.
Yeah, it's my number
Let's
2.
see. All right, let's see if where me and Scott, if we have it up there, we'll see. But I mean, come on, I didn't read what it said. I always forget.
You
Let's
know
see.
my thoughts on this album.
You already know my thoughts on this album. You know it's my favorite. Yeah. Again, we just covered this album not too long ago. But I mean, yeah, those are 3 amazing albums, right? Or 4 amazing albums that are all. I mean, it's like these are all my favorite albums too, as well on my list. So yeah, we're all going to be agreeing, I think, on those choices. All right, Scott, you're 5-2.
All right.
Let's see if we have some similar albums here.
I have it in the exact same spot. Number 5 is News of the World by
Okay.
Queen. You have the awesome 1-2 punch of We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions right up front. We Will Rock You is so cool because it's just the stomp, stomp, clap, driving the beat of the rhythm, and then that awesome guitar solo from Brian May at the end. Great opener. We Are the Champions is the best song to play when your favorite sports team wins
the best.
championship. Great big sing-along chorus. Here's the reason why this is my number 5 album of this year, though, is that there are so many Queen songs on this particular album that I feel like have like hit potential that just for whatever reason didn't take, like especially Spread Your Wings, which actually was released as a single, didn't really go anywhere. But that's one of my favorite songs on the album. It's so cool. Spread Your Wings. I love that one. It's Late. It's Late might be my favorite song on this album.
Really?
I love that one.
It's a good song.
All Dead, All Dead, a song about Brian May's cat that passed away, I think. Sad song, but it's pretty good. Um, My Melancholy Blues, the closer, really cool. Freddie Mercury doing this like jazz lounge kind of song. Um, Sleeping on the Sidewalk, them doing blues, works surprisingly well. Um, Sheer Heart Attack, funny enough, not on the album. Sheer Heart
Not on the
Attack,
album.
very great kind of hard rock song. I think it was actually recorded for that album, or at least written around the time that the album Sheer Heart Attack came out. And then uh, Fight from the Inside, is that on? That's on this album, right? I'm pretty sure.
What's that?
Fight from the Inside, that's on
Yes,
this album.
that's on the album. That's on the
Okay,
album.
I just drew a blank real quick. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm pretty
The
sure.
closer on side one, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this has always been the Queen album for finding all the hidden gems for me. Like so many songs on this album, I'm just like, man, these are great Queen songs that more people need to hear. So that's why it's number 5. Number 4. Now we're getting to basically 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D this
Yeah.
year. All 4 of these albums, I want to be number 1, but these are all like top 30 albums of all time for me.
Yeah.
Number 4, the most perfectly recorded album of all time, Asia by Steely Dan.
Sure.
And I know Jason's not as big into this one because it's the jazziest Steely Dan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everything about this album is just so good. It's just like, what's a good way to describe it? Classy is a good way to describe it. From the opening electric piano of Black Cow, boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's so good. You can just feel the groove on that song. The title song, Asia, has some of the best drumming I've ever heard. The drum solo in the middle and at the end is, so good. And then Deacon Blue, oh man, Deacon Blues, I love that one. It's so good too.
Yeah, people
it's kind
love
of hard to
them.
describe these songs because a lot of these are songs that just have to be kind of experienced. Like you can talk about them, but like listening to them is even better. The musicianship all over this record is just top notch. And then Peg, that song is awesome. Jay Graydon's
So
guitar solo is phenomenal. And of course, this is the one that has Michael McDonald on backing vocals, which elevates the song to another level. He has like 3 or 4 different harmony parts on there too. It's really cool when they all come together. Man, Home at Last, another fantastic song. I love the piano. And great drumming from Bernard Purdy on this one. Really get that shuffle feel. I Got the News. I like it, but it's always been my least favorite song on the album. And then Josie, which was another one of the singles from this album, but it's never been one of my favorites. I've always liked all the other songs. I still really like it, but I don't like it as much as everything that came before it. I do like it more than I Got the News, though. But yeah, excellent record, really good musicianship. And that's going to bring us from number 4, Steely Dan Asia, to number 3. Another album I think should be number 1, but it's not. And that's Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
All right, Rumors.
Yeah, so we have men and women who are in a band, and these men and women are in relationships, but they're not being very faithful in these relationships, so it's causing a lot of friction. Take that and add a lot of drugs, and that's what you get this album out of that. Which you hear that, you think this should not be a very good album.
Yeah, how?
But it is. I don't know how they did it. There's all this spite, but you can like hear the spite in the songs, and it makes it better. I don't know how that works, but just every song on this album is awesome. It's one of the best-selling albums of all time. Secondhand News, love that. Dreams, the bass on Dreams. It's just like 2 notes, but it's so good. And combine that with Mick Fleetwood's drumming. The rhythm section is so solid on Dreams. Stevie Nicks' voice is so great. Never Going Back Again. Such a tricky guitar part, but it's so good. Don't Stop. Love that one. Go Your Own Way. I love that one. So cool. Uh, the Chain. Man, the Chain. I love the Chain. I love the guitar solo at the end with the bass. The boom. And that build up at the end. Songbird, great Christine McVie song. I love that one. Christine McVie has some pretty good songs on here. Her other one is You Make Loving Fun, which almost sounds like a disco song. Yeah, but great album just all the way through. But those are kind of some of the highlights.
Well, I saw some Donna Summer albums came out this year, so it must be probably disco era.
Yeah, this is right when disco was kicking off.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's number 3. Number 2, which another album that I'm really upset is not number 1, is The Stranger by Billy Joel.
Another number 2 spot.
We have a lot of people putting that at number 2.
Wow.
Which really pains me because I want it to be number 1, but it can't be number 1. It is my favorite Billy Joel album too. It's just perfection. How this album is not number 1, I don't know. It's just because the number 1 is even there. It should be number 1 by all accounts. But you got so many just amazing Billy Joel songs. Billy Joel was just at a creative peak at this point. You got Moving Out. You got Just the Way You Are. She's Always a Woman to Me. Vienna. Scenes from a freaking Italian restaurant. Like, all on the same album. Oh, man. I'm just going to say for the rest of my description of this album, watch the review that we did of it. I can describe all the songs in more detail there, but I've always loved this album. It was one of the first records I ever got into, and that might play a big role into why, because it has a special place in my heart, but it's number 2, Stranger by Billy Joel.
All right. Yeah, another great list of albums. Like, I mean, I'm right. This is our most agreeable year I think we've ever had. It's kind of cool to see that and go, yeah, I'm on total agreement. I'm not a fan of Asia, but Asia, whatever. But I know it's a well-respected album, so I can't fault you there.
Yeah, you like Can't Buy a Thrill and Pretzel Logic, so.
And Katie Lied, yeah, I like those 3 albums. All right, so before we go to number 1, we like to go through honorable mentions, and if we have a least favorite album we want to talk about, we can talk about that as well. So start with you, Nick.
All right. I do have a least favorite album, but I'll go through my album mentions. Heroes and Low by David Bowie, Street Survivors by Leonard Skinner, Animals by Pink Floyd, Draw the Line by Aerosmith, Let There Be Rock by AC/DC, and even the quietest moments by Supertramp.
All right, good.
My least favorite album of the year, and I have a feeling I know it's gonna be Bryer's favorite album because he hasn't mentioned it yet.
Oh, really? Okay.
I hate to say it. I've never been a fan of this artist. I might get into him eventually, but right now it's my least favorite album I've heard. Bad Out of Hell by Meatloaf.
Really? Bad Out of Hell?
I don't hate the album. But
all right. Interesting
it's
choice.
my least favorite album of the year. I'm not a fan of Meatloaf. I never cared for that Dashboard song. To me, it's too weird. Sorry, Bryer. I have a feeling that's your favorite album of the year because you haven't mentioned it, and I know you're a big Meatloaf fan as far as that album's concerned. I forgot. Scott, did you mention the album yet?
Yeah.
So okay, I'm happy. I'm not bashing everyone's favorite.
I'm just realizing I didn't do my 5 through 2. I just forgot to do my 5 through 2.
Oh, I thought that was weird, but
that was my fault. I totally forgot I didn't do my list yet.
But I'm sorry, but But yeah, that's my least favorite. I'm sorry.
Okay. That reminded me because it's on my list and I haven't talked about Bad out of Hell yet. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't talk about that album. uh, so sorry, I messed up the order there, but um, I guess you, I guess I'll do my five through two real quick.
Oh.
My bad. Let me go through mine. Sorry. Um, because everybody's talked about these albums. All the albums I talk about are ones you guys have on your list, pretty much. We're all in agreement. But number five, I have Sleepwalker by the Kinks. Uh, Nick, me agree on this one. Have it on
Oh,
your
awesome.
list. Uh, yeah, this is my favorite Kinks album. I think it's so underrated. It's so good. Um, uh, yeah, so many good songs on here. Life on the Road, really good opener. Um, another song about being a band and being on the road. That's we get that a lot in the different people. Like Jackson Brown did it, like I said, and we've seen others. Bob Seger does it with Turn the Page, I think, and I don't know. It's a popular subject matter for artists, I guess. Talk about being on the road and stuff like that. It's a really good opener. Sleepwalker is such a great song. It's one of my favorite Kinks songs. It's so catchy, as you said that Sleepwalker, Night
Night
Stalker. It's
Stalker.
like, oh, it gets in your head. You're like, yeah, sleep. I'm not sure what's going on, but every night I go to sleep. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know. It's so good. It's so catchy. Um, Brother, really good. I really like Brother. That's a kind of good ballad there. Stormy Sky is so good. It's one of my favorite King songs, and it's like one no one ever talks about. I'm like, man, this song's so good, so underrated. It's not even like a hit. None of these are like hit singles. That should be a hit. It's so good. And then Life Goes On. I love that song. It's another favorite King song that no one talks about. It's so dark too. It's about like he talks about suicide and stuff like that, and then goes, "Life goes on and on and on." I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like it's a little dark humor in there too. I think thrown in there, but it's surprisingly very catchy. But really good song, especially that chorus, that "Life goes on." But yeah, I agree, man. You got to check this album out. And we talked about it because we did it on Album Exchange actually. So uh,
I'll
I know
exchange.
me, Nick, and
Can't
Adam and Bryer talked about it. I don't think Scott was there when we talked about it.
Yeah, no, he wasn't there. But
Anyways,
yeah, check out the album exchange and check out my me and Jason's review on the album.
yeah, we talked about it. And oh, I forgot to say, Out of the Blue album, Scott bought me that album, and Bryer bought me this album. So thanks to you guys. All right, number four, I got News of the World. I think three of us have it around this spot. I have at four. Scott and Bryer have number five. So we're all kind of three of us, anyways, are kind of right there in the middle, I guess. There, so yeah, so we're all in agreement. News of the World, it's got to be on the list. It's a Queen album. Uh, I think the best album cover in Queen history. I love the album overall. It's just amazing color. I think this just has a green disc. Yeah, I got a green disc for it. So yeah, We Will Rock You is one of the greatest rock songs in my opinion. It's so short, but man, it rocks so hard. I love it. It's the top 10, like Queen. It's my favorite on the album. It starts the album off so great and with the foot stamping and the clapping, and then that great guitar solo at the end of the song is so cool. Um, and then We Are the Champions. Yeah, that's another top 10. I mean, so they start off with the two best songs on the album right there. Um, and then Spread Your Wings is so good. That's such a great song. I love Freddie Mercury's vocals on there. It's very catchy, very underrated. I like Get Down, Make Love. I think that's a cool rock song, and it gets in my head when I hear it. Just like Get Down, Make Love. I don't know. It's a cool rock song. I think that's one that's divisive in the group. I can't remember, but I really like the song. Um, and there's so much good stuff, but I'll also talk about It's Late. That's such a great song. Another one that's so catchy. I love the guitar riff at the beginning, and then again, Mercury's just so good when he comes in on them, and then just the it's late, it's not, but it's not too late. Like every time we end a video, I always think of that song because it's always late. we always think we're about the end of live stream. We're like, well, it's getting late, and I always think it's late. It's like it's so ingrained in me right now. But yeah, I agree. It's a great song, anyways. But yeah, another great Queen album. Surprise, surprise. All right, number three. I'm breaking I'm breaking our streak here, but I have the stranger here at number three. That's so cool. You, the three of you got number two. I'm just off by one on you guys. Um, I wish I could have had this number two, and we all could have been like, oh, we all have number two. But yeah, it's so good. It's crazy. It's like, man, so many good albums, and you got the stranger. It's one of Billy Joel's probably most well known, well liked album. Like it's when you think of Billy Joel's best album, it's usually this album everybody talks about. So incredible! It came out this year as well, along with other albums that we talked about. And yeah, we talked about this album already, of course. But yeah, what can you say? Moving on out, one of the best openers. Just the way you are is top five probably Billy Joel song. I love that song so much. One of his best written songs. Um, Vienna, I love that song. That's such a cool song. Only Good Die Young, yeah, very very fun song. I like it. She's Always Woman, another like top 10 Billy Joel song. I mean, there's so many songs here that could be top 10. Like it's such a classic, 10 out of 10 album. Yeah, great Billy Joel album. And so number two, I got Bad Out of Hell. Yes, I as I said, yeah, I think I talked about this album and Scott listened to it, and I was so happy when he liked it. I'm like, oh, good. And I can't remember if Jacob likes it. Somebody else I thought liked it too when I. So a couple of us liked the album that I like. So I was like, oh, good. And I know Bryer likes this album as well. So uh, yeah, but I've heard a lot of people don't like this album. I've heard a number of people really don't like this album. It's a very divisive album for some reason. Yeah, it's like you hate it or you love it. It's again, it's a best-selling album of 1977, so like it did hit a chord with people. It's such a cool album because it feels like a musical. It's like a theatrical musical come to life more than just a normal album, like rock album, whatever, pop album. It's so unique in that way. And Meatloaf's voice is just so unique, I think. Again, he comes from musical theater, so he's not your usual like singer, like for a song like for like an album like this. And Steinman, yeah, he's his piano playing is so good and the arrangements because Battle of Hell is like this very long song with a very long intro, and then you finally get to the part where he starts singing, and you're like, oh, now we're getting to the singing part, and it's very good. Like a bat of hell. Oh, it's really good. You took the words right out of my mouth. I love that song. It's so good. Again, so catchy when it gets to that. You took the words right out of my mouth. It must have been while I was kissing you. Oh, so good. Um, Two out of three ain't bad was kind of a hit song for him. I think it's a pretty well known one off the album. That's a great song too. I mean, how many times have we used that term? Two out of three ain't bad. I almost want to say three of the four people are on the channel. That's three out of four ain't bad. That's not quite the same, but uh, we use that. Two out of three ain't bad. It's I don't know. I just love the whole idea behind it. This girl, he can't love this girl, and then he talks about a girl that he did love, and she told him the same thing that he's telling this girl. I want you, I need you, but there's no way I can ever love you. It's like, I don't know. So some cool storytelling. And then Paradise by the Dashboard Light, I love that song. That's my favorite Meatloaf song, my favorite song on this album. Probably one of my favorite songs of this year. A lot of great songs. It's such a fun song, as you said. I, it changes, and I love when the girl comes in and it's back and forth between the guy and the girl. And it's kind of a funny song. I just love the songwriting because it's just this guy wants to get laid so bad, as any teenager boy does, and the girls, tell me that you love me. And he's like, what? Like, I just want to get laid, man. Like, I gotta tell you, I love you now. It's so funny. And so probably realistic somewhat. And finally he's like, fine, I love you. And then he regrets it as soon as he says it. It's so great. Back and forth. Anyways, but yeah, there's only 7 songs on this album, and they're all good songs. I love this album. It's like a top 20 favorite album of mine. So yeah. which probably tells you what my number one is. As we all can probably guess each other's number one now. After we saw number two, we're like, okay, I think I know what number one is. But sorry, we'll go back to Scott now for your honorable mentions.
All right, and consulting the list. Okay. Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, Low and Heroes by David Bowie. The Clash's first album, which they came out in the US in 1979, they came out in the UK in 1977, so I'll use
Oh,
the earlier year here. Um, Talking Head 77,
okay.
I listened to that, pretty good. Psycho Killer, that's a famous song from them. Let's see. Book of Dreams by Steve Miller. Chic by Chic, that is a disco record. Nile Rodgers, great guitar player. Little Queen by Heart. The Commodores by the Commodores, featuring Easy Like Sunday Morning. Lionel Richie. Street Survivors
Yeah.
by Leonard Skinner, probably my number 11. That's a great record. That Smell is one of Skinner's best songs. Pacific Ocean Blue by Dennis Wilson, I thought that was pretty good.
Okay.
Cheap Trick in Color by Cheap Trick. That has the original studio version of I Want You to Want Me on it. Slow Hand by Eric Clapton.
Yeah, I was wondering if someone was going to mention that one.
Yeah, I really like that one. That might be my number 12. Little Criminals by Randy Newman.
Oh, okay. I knew
Another song, Short People, that's from that album.
it.
I, Robot by the Alan Parsons Project. Oh, Peter Gabriel's first album with Salisbury Hill on it. That actually might be my number 12. I actually really like that album. Point of No Return by Kansas. And my least favorite album this year is going to be Television by Marquee Moon by Television. That is the most overrated album. All these people say it's so influential. It's so big in punk music. Like you have to listen to this. It's the only album by them, and I think it sucks. And I know people are probably going to tell me you just haven't listened to it enough. I know albums like that. That's not one of them. I listened to it and I thought it was just so boring. I thought this is the most overrated album, or one of the most overrated albums I've ever heard. So yeah, dishonorable mention is that one.
I think I've heard that name. I don't know if I know that album.
It's one of those underground albums where all the hip people say that's their the hip thing. You know, if you're cool, you like it. I think it's pretentious and terrible, if you ask. Yeah, this is coming from the guy saying it's pretentious. This is coming from a guy who's got Steely Dan in his top thing. So you know it must be bad, or it must be pretentious.
So Bryer, too many to mention. Let's see. Dishonorable mention.
Oh no.
To the Hard Way, but Altman and Woman. Again, it's still not great. It's like a 6 out of 10. However, after talking about the Shags, yeah, it's probably better than those. Oh, those albums were so terrible. I agree.
You go in and share.
The Shags was so bad. Oh my gosh, that's probably the worst album ever.
Yeah.
Oops.
Literally no musical talent.
No musical talent at all. For me, I have a couple honorable mentions. I got Little Queen by Heart, Foreigner by Foreigner, A Farewell to Kings by Rush, and JT by James Taylor are my 4 honorable mentions. If I give a dishonorable mention, it'd probably go to Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols, because I just don't care for them at all. I don't care for punk music, though. So any punk album, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's the worst. It's like
The Clash is good punk. It's like the Thinking Man's punk. The Sex Pistols is just like the three chords, and we'll just say whatever the heck we want because
Screw
we're
you,
angry
whatever.
at the
Yeah,
government.
yeah. Screw the government. I don't know. Very anti, establishment kind of. I'm not a fan of Donna Summers. I think I did. I tried to listen to some Donna Summers. I couldn't get into those either. It's just not my style. Anyways, all right. Number one album. Let's see. I think we might have guesses on our number ones at this point. What's the album we haven't talked about yet that we all of us agree on almost?
All right. My number one, no surprise, News of the World by Queen.
Yeah.
Surprise again. Surprise! I'm the one who has it as the number one, not Bryer.
Yeah,
Again,
not Bryer.
I'm confident. I know Breyer's number one. I'm very confident. I know what it's gonna be. He's gonna write it down in the comments, and I'm like, "Yep, that's about it." But yeah, I love News of the World though. I want to go in depth of how much I love it, but I'm gonna save it for when we do the review because I've been wanting to do the review for a very long time. That's about it. That's my number one. News of the World by Queen.
So how many number ones have this been for Queen for you? Is this like four in a
Oh
row?
man, they've been. It's been a it's like a dynasty.
It is. It's
They
been
champions of 1974, champs of 75, champs of 76.
yeah.
Now they're again. They have taken home the title for 76.
Yeah, 4 years in a row. That's a pretty good streak.
Yeah.
That's probably the best streak we've seen so far on the
Mm-hmm.
on the channel, to be honest. So Bryer, anytime you want to give me your number one, I'll talk about it. But we can go to Scott if you want to talk about your number one.
Okay, my number one is Out of the Blue by the Electric Light Orchestra.
That was my guess.
Yep.
It had to be on there.
I have thought this is one of the greatest albums I've ever heard since the first time I heard it. I mean, I heard some songs from this album before, Mr. Blue Sky, Sweet Talking Woman. But when you hear it on the album, you just realize what a genius that Jeff Lynne is. And combining rock music with an orchestra, you're like, who does that? But it's awesome. Turn Stone, the sound at the beginning sounded like a spaceship is like landing or taking off. And then the strings, almost like disco sounding strings. The chorus, I turned to stone, when you were gone, I turned to stone. So good. I love that song. And I love the part where pretty much all the instruments cut out and they just start like spitballing the lyrics. When it's coming to stone, and they do like harmony there. I love that. It's so good.
Oh, yeah. So good.
And then you got It's Over. Man, that's great. I'm pretty sure It's Over. The intro is like the beginning of, or the end of Mr. Blue Sky, but backwards.
Really?
I love that song though. I love it's a more chill song. It's over. There's nothing left to speak of. It's all over. I love that. Sweet Talking Woman sounds like almost like a Mozart song with the string arrangements. Love that one. Whew. There's so many good songs. The Concerto for a Rainy Day on side 3 is the best though.
Yeah.
That one thing. The Standing in the Rain. And then Big Wheels is so good. I love that one. Summer and Lightning, all culminating with Mr. Blue Sky at the end. It's like one of the happiest songs ever. And then I like that you all really like Sweet as the Night. That's been one of my favorite songs on the album as well.
Yeah, I like that song.
And it's a co-lead vocal with the bass player, Coley Grouchet. I don't know how to say his name. But the bass player sings a little bit on that song, which I think is cool. He has a very similar voice to Jeff Lynne, so it's easy to mix them up. But really good song there. What's the song? Birmingham Blues. That's good. And Wild West Hero. It's just a perfect album that combines just so many different genres of music into one just amazing album. And it's probably my favorite double album of all time.
I was wondering that, yeah.
It's in my top 10 albums of all time, so.
Wow, yeah. I knew you loved that album. All right. And my favorite album of
Go.
1977 is, and Nick guessed it, Bat Out of Hell by
I knew
Meatloaf.
it was gonna be that at all. He's like he didn't mention it for like the entire time, and I
Right,
knew he
that's
loved the
true.
album.
It's a theatrical. Let's see, it's theatrical and over the top to the max, but I love it. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. I'm right with Bryer. It's my number two. It's his number one. It's yeah, one of my favorite albums. It should be number one, except there was one other album that beat it. Just it just went up against one of the all another album that's like one of the all time greats. Like almost any other year might be number one, but it's like it just went up against another great album for me. So man, me and Bryer were like kind of right in the same. And of course, Scott had on his list as well. Nick kind of had it on the list, I guess. I don't know.
In the
Uh,
dishonorable
This
way.
honorable mention.
That's
Sorry,
all
Pryor.
mention.
Sorry, Pryor. I knew I was gonna piss someone off with my dishonorable mention.
Yeah, I got it right down. I mean, I'm glad to see someone else loves that album like I do. All right, my number one. It's got to be Rumors. It's the
That was
typical.
wow. That's awesome.
I went with the pretty typical number one. I feel like this is one of the biggest albums of all time. I mean, yeah, I said it won the Grammy for album of the year. It was also, I think, number two. I think it was like the second best selling album or third best selling. I think Saturday Night Fever was second, and Rumors was like third. Let me see. I got my list here. Yeah, Saturday Night Fever was second. Rumors was third. The Stranger was fourth, and so we all like that one. Out of the Blue was fifth. Running on Empty six. Animals seven. News of World eight. Foreigner number nine, and Elton John's Greatest Hits 2 10. So we all hit on all of them except for Saturday Night Fever and like Greatest Hits, but the other eight best selling albums are on our list somewhere.
Elton John had such a
Um,
big career that he could put out two greatest hits albums in
yeah,
the same decade, and they both be full of just
they both
classics.
exactly. So that's interesting. I like that. We all kind of, I mean, we all kind of in agreement, with the best selling albums. We all think, yeah, they were right. they're the best albums of the year. But yeah, Rumors, yeah, it's my favorite Fleetwood Mac album. I mean, it's most people's favorite. Obviously, it's got so many great hits on it. And it's just them sounding the best they've ever sounded. I mean, with all the great singer songwriters in there, with Nix, McVie, and Buckingham, all sounding so great together. Love their harmonies. Love them as individual singers too. They have each have their own highlights of the album. Dreams is one of my all time favorite Fleetwood Mac songs. I remember just listening to the radio as a kid, and I always heard that song on the radio, and I always loved it. It was like one of those songs where I was like, man, I don't know who sings this, but I love it. It's to me, it's probably one of the most played songs. I mean, a lot of these are, but Dreams has got to be up there. One of my favorite Stevie Nicks songs. Love her vocals on there. Never Going Back Again. I love that song. It's some of the best guitar playing I've ever heard. Buckingham is so good on there. I listen to it just for the guitar. I mean, and I've seen YouTube videos of him like playing it. It's so fun to watch him play it and go, I don't know how he's doing it, but it's so cool. Go Your Own Way is one of my another favorite, one of Buckingham's best songs he's ever done. Uh, and then The Chain's my all time favorite Fleetwood Mac song. And it's funny because like I think Go Your Own Way is like a Lindsey Buckingham song against Nicks, I think. And then Chain is like the opposite, maybe, or I don't know. It's like they're writing songs about each other. uh, Not good either. I mean, like bad, diss track songs or whatever over breakups, and they're great stuff, and they sing it together really great. But those are just some of my favorites. There's so many great songs on this album. Yeah, no surprise. Rumors, great album. My number one of '77. So interesting. We all different number ones this year. We didn't have an agreement there. But yet our number ones were somewhat agreeable, except for Bad the Hell, maybe. Um, But News of the World, we all have on our list. Out of the Blue, we all have on our list. Rumors, we all have on the list. So, uh, I was totally right when I said I think this is probably the year we're going to all agree on the most, and it definitely is because there are 5 albums that we all have in our top 10. We never have that. We sometimes have one or two albums that might make all of our lists, and that's usually it. We never get more than like two, maybe, that we all agree on. But this year we had Rumors by Fleetwood Mac, The Stranger by Billy Joel, News of the World by Queen, The Grand Illusion by Styx, and Out of the Blue by ELO. So that's really cool, I think. Uh, I don't know what that says about just this year and just our musical taste. It just kind of matches perfectly. I don't know. Um, because we usually have that one or two albums that is kind of out there that everybody's like what uh you know some punk rock album I never heard of usually gets in there or something, um but yeah, this I mean these and I said these are albums that people love too. I mean, I think a lot of people agree with this list that we put together in total. In fact, I was looking at my I made a list of I think the notable albums of this year, and we hit pretty much all the albums on my list that I thought were albums that were considered the great albums of the year. I was like the only things, even the ones we didn't hit, were in our honorable mentions. Like I put Lil Queen by Heart, I had that in my honorable mention. Um, Point of No Return by Kansas. Scott had that I think in his honorable mentions, which has Dust in the Wind on it, which is like one of the all-time great Kansas songs. Heroes by David Bowie. I think someone mentioned that in honorable mentions. Um, Slow Hand by Eric Clapton. I was wondering if anybody was going to mention it, and Scott mentioned it in honorable mentions because we did cover that in one of our album exchanges. um, and then Saturday Night Fever, I think you mentioned that was a huge album. Partly a Bee Gees album, partly not. I guess I like the Bee Gees stuff more than the non Bee Gees stuff on that album. Definitely one of the great soundtrack albums of all time.
Yeah.
uh, JT by James Taylor. I mentioned that in my honorable mentions. A good James Taylor album. And then also put down Star Wars, which I think Scott might have mentioned. I think
I
Star
probably should have
Wars
mentioned that.
Star Wars probably the greatest, movie soundtrack album of all time. I don't know. It was nominated for best album of the year. I mean, that's pretty rare to have a movie score album to being in your Grammy album of the year thing. That's how popular that album was. But anyways, but yeah, so I think we all agree. Great year, 1977. Lots of great choices there. Uh, yeah, great putting this together. I'm glad we finally got to do it. Look forward to 1978, which has another great albums. If I remember right, I'm trying to think what I have on there, but um, yeah, we're getting close at the 70s, hopefully at some point, and talk about the whole decade and all that, and then we'll get into the 80s, which will be very interesting because we're gonna have a lot of disagreements once we get to 1980. But I
I'm ready to
think
get to the 80s, though.
I think most of us are ready. I don't know if Nick is, but I think
I'm not fully ready. Yeah, I gotta listen to albums once we get closer.
It'll be good discovery.
yes. But besides that, anybody else have anything else to say, or we'll close out?
I'm good.
All right. All right. Thank you so much to Nick and Scott and Bryer in the comments. Sorry you couldn't be here, Bryer, but so glad we got through your top 10 and all that. But from all of us, thank you for watching. Hopefully, you put in your comment about your favorite albums of 77, and appreciate anybody watching it. And besides that, we'll see you later, and have a great rest of the weekend and have a good week.